Do you want a six-figure salary, a luxurious home on a massive estate, and a month-long all-inclusive vacation every year? Then maybe it's time to become a billionaire's private chef. Being a private chef to the world's wealthiest definitely comes with a lot of responsibilities. Cooking, cleaning, menu prep, and sometimes getting up at 1 a.m. to bake your boss some cookies. But there are also tons of perks, like traveling on a yacht, using private jets, and receiving gifts and bonuses worth thousands of dollars. So, what's it really like to professionally prepare food for the world's elite? Let's explore the life and career of a personal chef and find out. Working at a busy Michelin star restaurant isn't all it's cracked up to be. Chefs make roughly $65,000 to $100,000 working in these types of environments, and that means long hours and constant stress. Some love it, but others would rather do less work for one very important client and end up making even more money. Chefs who formerly worked at high-class restaurants can dive into the world of private cooking and receive a salary of $120,000 to $200,000 a year. Compensation varies according to frequency of meals, the size of the family they're cooking for, and special occasions. But these chefs also get to work surrounded by extravagance. They get to experience things like yachts, private jets, and lavish vacations. Private chefs can also expect to receive some pretty generous tips from guests, an average of $100 per person. Life as a private chef could award you some free vacations. Most chefs earn a minimum of 1 month of paid vacation per year, and they get a round-trip ticket to a destination of their choice. So the perks are definitely good. But how much hard work and training does it take to be trusted with the meals of the world's wealthiest? Let's hit up a culinary institute and find out. This is the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. It's America's most famous culinary school, but it doesn't come cheap. A degree in the culinary arts starts at around $30,000 all the way up to $75,000. And as you can guess, the Hyde Park Institute's prices are near the higher end. The school focuses on different cooking techniques, picking and finding the best ingredients, and even dealing with rude customers with grace and charisma. But you'll need more than a degree to be welcomed into a billionaire's home. Having industry and private service experience is a must if you want to secure one of those jobs. Most clients will also ask you to have a few extra things in your resume, like a first aid certificate. If you plan to work on a yacht, you'll have to sign up for a $1,000 STCW95 class, which is a 5-day safety course covering firefighting, first aid, sea survival, and social responsibility at sea. You'll also have to become pretty good at traveling. When you follow your employer around the world, you'll be expected to change languages and currencies when trying to gather all your ingredients. And most of all, to secure the job, you've got to have charisma. Can't be combative or confrontational because you'll have to deal with some rude guests, and you've got to respect your boss's privacy. You've also got to be able to handle all of your responsibilities, and there are a lot of them. Expectations for a private chef are huge. Private chefs can sometimes choose the daily menus themselves if their employer trusts them enough. Some are completely in charge of their boss's diet, while others have to deal with picky employers who want their food cut or plated in specific ways. We all know the job involves cooking, but here are a private chef's other responsibilities: taking inventory, cleaning, making an order list, receiving orders or grocery shopping, checking the quality of the ingredients, prepping a menu each day, preparing each meal in a timely fashion, and also creating buffet-style meals for the other employees. These chefs also got to be sure to prepare the next day's meal while taking into account what was already cooked that week, what the weather might be like, and if meals will be taken inside or outside, and whether or not any guests might stop by. Some chefs also have to be okay with not seeing their families very often. Having to travel with your employer could mean months away at a time. Some chefs have to live on their employer's property, but get to do it in style. A personal chef interviewed by Vice said his employers have 3 homes in Florida, one for themselves, one for guests, and one just for him. Yacht gigs are also pretty complicated. Some chefs travel on yachts with their employers, while others get hired specifically for yacht trips. This usually means hopping on a plane within 2 to 48 hours of being notified to meet your boss and board the boat. As for what the meals usually consist of, the general structure is like this. Dinner is 3 courses served by the butler and his staff, including a starter, an entree, and a sauce on the side. Oh, and of course, there's dessert. But what do private chefs have to make most? Well, caviar and rarities like Wagyu beef and truffles are favored among the rich. So are cured meats like prosciutto And often employees will even send their chef to private courses to teach them how to make their favorite kind of bread or other meals that take a little specialization. Other favorites include creme brulee, the freshest seafood and sushi, and tons of fresh fruit. Chefs also have to get used to cooking with expensive ingredients that only the rich can afford. These include Kobe beef, which costs $1,475 for 5 pounds, black ivory coffee at a cost of $1,000 per pound, Dansuk black watermelons, which are $6,100 each, or even the more expensive Yubari King melon that costs $12,000. Other favorites are white truffles, which cost $4,320 or more per pound, and finally, Alma's caviar at an incredible price of $25,000 for a small 2.2-pound tin. Seeing the amount of money the wealthy spend on these unique ingredients is just a taste of the kind of crazy requests these billionaires can make of their private chefs. In a GQ interview, Chef Michael Harwood, who has cooked for A-list actors and international billionaires, said he once had to get off his employer's super yacht in Tahiti to go onto land with a machete to find them fresh pineapple. Clients can also ask for food late at night, so some chefs are expected to be on call. Chef Dean Harper, who's worked for high net worth individuals and Premier League football players, told GQ that he once had his employer wake him up at 1 a.m. to prepare champagne, truffles, and caviar canapes for a guest who had just arrived. But he was paid well for being on call. His salary while working for a Russian oligarch was $8,450 per month. Other chefs say they sometimes have to scrap an entire meal and completely start over because their employer changed their mind. Others have to also make gourmet meals for their clients' pets. These chefs could also be stuck working long hours, even though most of them agree it's not as bad as the restaurant grind. Sometimes grueling 18-hour days are required from a chef when there is no house manager or a lack of other service workers. The price for full-time help ranges from $1.03 million to $2.4 million per year. But some of the world's wealthiest still operate with a smaller staff. This puts a lot more pressure on the chef, who is often stuck shopping, prepping, cooking, and cleaning. Hey, somebody's got to do it. But most billionaires' chefs are lucky enough to receive bonuses and gifts for all their hard work. Dean Harper used to receive $1,200 as a Christmas bonus, while Michael Harwood was given a $26,000 Cartier watch. As for whether or not all the hard work is worth it, we'll let you be the judge. Did you know that on average, most of these rich clients spend about $2,000 a month on groceries? Woo! In comparison, the average American spends just $233 per month. Pair this with a private chef's massive salary, and these billionaires are definitely splurging on their food compared to everyone else. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.